Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Since the last time I made a Kerbal Space Program video, version 0.220351 came out, which is the new update where they included career mode. It's still in early development, but it is already awesome by default because it uses a system based on science. You gain science. So what I can only assume is that Kerbin is just getting out of a witch hunt killing all scientists. So we're trying to bring all the science back after this witch hunt. So let's start this off. So let's do powers. Actually, you know what? Since I'm gonna be leading this rise in science, I feel like I should be Dr. Powers. Alright, so Kerbal Space Program, let's change that to... I do like their logo, so let's go with their logo. Alright, start. Alright, so basically how the career mode works, as you can see there's a new building right here, and this is the research center. So if we go to the VAB, you can see the purpose of the research center. Currently we only have the standard one-person pod. Propulsion consists of one fuel tank and solid rocket boosters and one type of engine. So really limited, and to be honest, the solid rocket booster is completely worthless right now because once it's used up, the only way you can attach it right now is like a solid attachment. It's going to be there. So once it runs out of fuel, it's just dead weight. So there's no point in using one. As you can see, there's no RCS, nothing control-wise, no SAS. So control is a bit sketchy to begin with. This is what structures we can make. There's going to be nothing holding it up when we go to launch, nothing at all, so no winglets, no nose cones, nothing there. Luckily they were nice enough to for Jebediah, our main astronaut there, that they gave us a parachute. So we do have a parachute, so that's kind of nice. And this is a little probe that allows us to transmit our science that we get from taking measurements and all kinds of stuff while in flight. And this is the best addition, I think, is you can do sub-assembly. So if I wanted to take this little stage here, just these fuel tanks and rocket, I can save it in here and then recall it when I want to make a new one. So what that allows you to do is, like, you can make let's say a rover for exploring the moon. You could make that by itself, test it, make sure it does everything you would like it to do, and then save it as a subassembly. And then when you want to actually put it into practice, you can then put that rover onto your rocket. So that's just amazing. So I think this should be good for our first rocket. I'm not expecting anything special. And let's go with the famous quote from Adam Savage from Mythbusters. Failure is always an option. Alright. Like this. Failure would have been definitely occurring if I didn't notice that my engine would go off as soon as my parachute went off. That could cause problems. Just a little bit of drag. Tiny bit. So, now that that's ready, let's save this and let's launch. Which should be a little bit interesting. Hopefully this thing doesn't fall over. Ooh, taking a little bit to load. Alright. There is Jebediah, our faithful Kerbonaut, who has been with us since the very beginning. Alright. There, by some sorcery, I am able to use SAS and actually works, I guess because they wanted to be somewhat kind to people playing the game, because when you start off and you have no control, it would be miserable to constantly be trying to control your rocket. So, they were nice enough to do a primitive SAS from the start. So, let's get this rocket off the ground in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Alright. Actually, we could throttle down because this thing is really light, so it's going to accelerate real fast and go through our fuel real fast. Actually, it's going... right about there is good. Let's keep resources up. Alright. So, I'm going to probably take it up to 150 and then try to keep it stable at 150. Because that's a good speed when you're in the lower atmosphere. So, I don't think we're going very far with this one. I should have put more fuel. But, live and learn. Oop, way past 150. Oh, let's keep it somewhat steady. There we go. Let's go to map. Let's throw that up. And let's see how we're doing. 9,000 meter apoapsis and climbing. We're barely gonna make it out of the lower atmosphere. I'm gonna have to put a lot more fuel. I thought maybe this thing could do it, but I thought like at least get out of the atmosphere. It's not quite doing as good as I was hoping. And 1920. Possibly we might get out of the. We're out of the lowest section of atmosphere, and we might make it into the outermost layer of atmosphere, but probably not much farther than that since we're about to run out. So Jebediah is happy. I'm not exactly happy with what we accomplished, but can't always win. So let's do a crew report right now. Try to get some science. 3.5 science, and let's transmit that. Alright, as you can see, transmitting it makes you lose a lot of electricity. And there goes our fuel. How are we doing? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. We will make it into space. So, hey. That's pretty successful. I can live with that. Jebediah will land safely overseas. I'll probably want to do an EVA report somewhere near the apoapsis, somewhere in outer space, so we can get some good science data from that. Actually, since we transmitted the last set of data, we can probably do a crew report from outer space too and get some more science that way. And that's pretty much how the science works, is you just take experiment, like you take data from a crew, you can do EVA report, all kinds of neat stuff like that, and then you also, as you progress, you unlock science devices that you observe, and gets you some more science that way. Okay, it doesn't look like we can do a oh, there's crew report. Okay, there we go. Let's keep this data because we don't have much electrical charge left. And EVA, Jebediah, and let's didn't mean to do that. Get back out here, Jebediah. Let go. R. And let's back up a little bit. Do an EVA report. And keep that data. Let's get back in there before things get too out of control. Alright. Oh, and board. Alrighty, now we just gotta wait until we go back into the atmosphere and we can recover Jebediah. Wow. I didn't expect to get that high. Especially, I guess, because you become more efficient as you get higher out of the atmosphere, so wasn't really paying attention. Too busy complaining about how bad the flight was going to be, and the flight went better than expected. So, alright. The slow descent. Alright, we can turn off throttle because there's no purpose to that. And let's actually speed this up a bit because no need to wait forever to get down. Let's get him down close to when we're going to deploy the drag chute. We don't need SAS anymore. Alright, we're getting close to drag chute height. Let's watch the re-entry effects, which are really cool. Alright, 10,000, drag chute deployed. Oh shit, we're over land. Ew. How did that happen? It showed us going way over the ocean, and somehow we ended up over land. This might be a problem. Uh-oh. I was not expecting this at all. I initially say the flight's going terrible, and then I think it's going good, and then I speak too soon again because now it's going terrible again. I think we might live up to the name of the rocket. I might have cursed it with that name. Jebediah seems completely unaware of his imminent demise, so I guess that's good. Ignorance is bliss, so. Alright. Getting closer. We don't need that. Getting closer. There's the shadow. Fingers crossed. Hold on, Jebediah. Whew. Oh. Whew. Oh, okay. You survived. All is well. Whew. I was scared there. I didn't think he would survive that. So let's recover this vessel now, and so we can collect our science. And we got 24 science earned on this mission. Fancy that. Alright, now you may see the science tree. And first thing we get is some basic rocketry, which gives us a double fuel tank, a smaller fuel tank. This is a science device, like I was saying before. You can observe it to get more science, and mystery goo, and a stack decoupler, which will allow us to do multi-stage rockets, which we'll be doing in the next episode.